In this tutorial, we will discuss the general functionality of the CSET diagram tool. This tool allows you to draw the network architecture of the system being assessed. CSET will then generate a series of questions for each component on the diagram to assess the compliance of the system. When you click on the Diagram tab in a new assessment, you will see the screen as shown here. You may create the drawing from scratch, edit one of the preloaded templates, or import an existing diagram from Microsoft Visio. First, we will add a zone with a moderate assurance level. Select Zone under the Stencils panel. Then, under the Symbols panel, drag the zone icon onto the drawing area. After creating the zone, we need to enter Properties. Click the gear icon to open the Properties window. We will select the zone type by choosing Plant System from the list box and add a label of Beta Site. We will leave the other fields under the Home tab as they are for now. The Properties window also allows you to change the icon size. This can also be done directly on the diagram by dragging the icon corners. Under the Text tab, you can change the look of the label. To change the visibility of the diagram, we can zoom in or out by using the mouse wheel or the zoom functionality under the Format tab. Using the scroll bars, we can adjust the position of the item within the diagram window. Selecting Fit to Window centers the diagram and sets the zoom to 100%. We will now add new components to our diagram. To make them easier to align, we will turn on the Snap to Items feature under the Format tab. We will first add a firewall. Followed by a router. And then an engineering workstation. We'll add tags, but leave the defaults in the other fields. Notice that the Symbols panel width can be changed to more easily find the desired icons. Notice, too, that red dotted alignment marks appear to help align one component to another. This is the Snap to Items function. To connect the diagram components, you must draw connector lines. Click on the component where the connector line is to start. Point to the center dot, which is the start of the line, drag the mouse pointer to the next component, and release the mouse pointer on the center dot. If you make an error, simply click on the line to select it and press the keyboard Delete button or use the CSET Delete function. Notice the red numbered circle that appeared when you connected the plant firewall. CSET performs real-time security analysis on the diagram as it is being created. The red marker indicates that there is a basic concern with the network architecture. Click the red circle to open a message box explaining what is wrong. This is the Analyze Network function found under the Home tab. This would be a good time to save our work. To do so, go to the Home tab and select Export Diagram. This saves only the diagram. If we had answered questions or entered other assessment information, it would not be saved with the diagram. To save that type of input, use the Save or Save As options found under the main home screen. Building a diagram from scratch like this is fine for a small network. For a large, complex network, CSET provides templates that you can modify. Templates are predefined diagrams for specific industries or sectors. You can also create a new template, save it, and share it with industry associations or within your own organization. We will select the PCS, or Process Control System, template. This warning message is a reminder you will lose all data associated with the current diagram when you load a new one. This means that any answers and comments associated with the component questions will be deleted. In a real assessment, we recommend saving your assessment as a backup file before proceeding. Let's take a look at some of the other tools in the diagram. To see an inventory of all the items contained in the diagram, click the Diagram Inventory button. This list is editable. Changes you make here will appear on the diagram. You may print the diagram using the CSET print function. The default SAL level assigns a security assurance level to components not included in a zone. The Import-Export group allows you to save the diagram in either the CSET format or in a format recognized by Microsoft Visio. The import options are used to load a diagram already created in CSET, one created in Visio, or one created in Marlin. Working with Visio and Marlin files will be discussed later in this tutorial. CSET provides layering capabilities. To create a new layer, we can use the Manage Layers form found under the Layers button. Simply enter the layer name, click the Add Layer button, and then click OK. You can change layers for individual objects or for groups. To demonstrate, we will change the layer associated with the corporate zone. Then we will change its visibility. We can embellish the diagram with shapes and text. First, we will turn the remote layer back on. And then we will drag a rectangle onto the diagram. We will now add text to the shape. You can always change the text by clicking on it to select it or by using the Properties window. Change the text attributes by using the Format menu options. This approach to changing the text string also works for component labels. To add freeform text, use the Text tool found under the Format tab. Click the Selector tool to stop making text boxes. Other options under the Format tab include the Undo and Redo buttons that can be used for most but not all diagram actions. The Clipboard group of buttons allows you to cut, copy, paste, and delete selected components or groups of items. The right side groups of buttons relate to arrangement, alignment, and commands for nudging multiple items. To see the diagram in a maximized window, close the side, top, and bottom panels. The caret icons open and close the sections. Clicking the Home or Format tab names will open that menu to select buttons, but it will close again when you click in the drawing area. Use the caret icons to reopen panels. The third way to use the diagramming tool in CSET is to import a diagram from Microsoft Visio version 2013. When in Visio, you should use the CSET shape stencil available under My Shapes. The icons included in the stencil will be easily recognized by CSET. Using other shapes is permissible, but they will have to be carefully identified in CSET or no compliance questions can be generated for them. As an example, we will save this diagram and import it into CSET. Notice that the icons on the left did not come from the CSET stencil. The Visio import screen is the first place to ensure that the included components are correctly identified and to make any needed changes. Changes made on this screen will be reflected in the drawing. Note that the non-CSET icons are listed as unknown. This should be corrected by using the drop-down list to select the closest CSET component type. For demonstration, we will leave them as unknown. The unknown icons are easily identifiable. Leaving them as unknown means that no network analysis may be performed on them, and they will be ignored during the assessment analysis. Another type of file that may be imported into CSET is one created in Marlin, which is a passive network traffic capture application. In order for the components in Marlin to be recognized by CSET, the default fingerprints may need to be extended. The fingerprinting process in Marlin involves identifying network devices and services based on the traffic patterns emitted by those devices. Marlin's default set of fingerprint rules are limited to ICS devices. However, as of version 2.0, Marlin has a built-in fingerprint editor. For typical IT devices to be correctly identified, additional fingerprints may need to be developed or downloaded from the Marlin team. This concludes the general overview of the CSET diagramming functionality.